have a house manager, and then I have caregivers or either behavioral health techs that take care of the clients.
Okay.
Be trading time for money all the time.
Yeah.
You know, and then too, relationships. It was a shift in relationships.
Okay.
Because that's another thing that can hold you back, not being with the right person. She was at my event last weekend doing the power. I said, y'all see that woman doing the PowerPoint for me? I said, that's a millionaire. She giving up her time. I didn't pay for her to come. She was like, no, I want to be there for you.
Wow.
So that's the type of thing you need to do when you find these people. You need to make them know that they're valuable to you, and you need to let them know that you care about them.
Yeah. Welcome to Black Wealth Weekly Podcast, where you can find different guests being interviewed by me, Shaniqua Nicole, the Millennial Money Maven, every single week, where we will be breaking down how they got into their respective industries and are creating wealth for their families. You don't want to miss an episode, so hit the bell and tune in. What's up, family? Welcome to this week's episode of Black Wealth Weekly. I'm your host, Shaniqua Nicole, the Millennial Money Maven, and y'all know I bring you the hottest entrepreneurs that are out here killing the game. And today I have my friend, the queen of group homes, Queen Myrrie, here with me today. What's going on, Queen?
Hey, how you doing, girl?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm awesome.
I'm super excited for this conversation today, guys. She is super successful mom. She inspires me and all that she is doing in life. We met maybe about a year or two ago at a mastermind. And I just want to tell you that I love to see your glow and your transformation since when I met you. It's just so beautiful to watch. I love it.
Thank you.
Yes. Well, tell the people who you are. Introduce yourself.
All right. Well, I am Myrrie Hayes, also known as the Group Home Queen. I basically assist people in setting up group homes and also scaling their group homes, also running their group homes. Anything to do with group homes, I do it.
The Group Home Queen.
Yes.
So what actually, before we get into all of the how, what actually is a group home?
Okay. So a group home is basically a dwelling, a residential dwelling where people that are not related live together. Now that could be people that are living on their own. It could also be someone that is being taken care of.
Okay.
So like that needs medical care or attention.
Gotcha. But they don't always have to need medical care or attention.
No.
Okay.
There are group homes that are just people that live together.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And typically those are just, would that be like a landlord situation and they just renting out rooms type of deal?
Right. Kind of like a rooming house or something. Yes.
Okay. Gotcha. So how long have you been doing this, and what route did you take in this space?
I have been doing this over 7 years.
Okay.
And the route that I took is I started with one group home, and I basically just built it up, kept duplicating and kept scaling the business to, what it is today, my group home empire.
Your group home empire. I love it. Well, they say businesses fail before the first 5 years. So
Right.
You're 7 years in. Sounds like you made it, right? Like
Right.
do you feel like you've arrived in this space, in this business? Like, how are you feeling about everything that you've got going on?
I don't.
Yeah.
I really don't. I learn something new every day. And it's like, I just feel like I'm always trying to get better.
Yeah.
So I guess I don't ever want to feel like, hey, I've arrived.
Yeah.
I just want to keep learning and keep, tweaking things and keep getting better.
Gotcha. So you started with one. How many do you have now?
I have 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
Got you. So how much can a group home earn? So I know right now, I think you do the medical route.
Right.
Okay.
Yes,
So tell us a little bit about how your business is set up.
Okay.
And then how much money we can make if we wanted to open a business like that.
Okay. So I do behavioral health. So that is people that are dealing with mental issues as far as deep depression, schizophrenia, things like that. bipolarism. And basically the way mine's is set up is I have a house manager, and then I have caregivers or either behavioral health techs that take care of the clients.
Okay.
And I do have different types of homes. So I have personal care homes. I have homes that are sexual deviant homes.
What does that mean?
I have basically people that have went to prison or jail for some type of sexual assault or something like that. So yeah, so I do have that type of home also. It is an underserved population.
Right.
But they also have to have mental issues too.
Gotcha.
But the way that mine is set up, I get my funding from Medicaid through the state. And so right now I'm at about $7,100 a bed I get. I like to do the 5-bed model. I do have a couple of homes that have 8 beds.
Wow.
But I kind of like to keep it small because it is people dealing with mental issues.
Got you. So you don't want to have like 10 people in one place, and your staff have to deal with all that.
Right.
So, okay, so you typically do 5 beds to a home. How many bedrooms are there? Are there 5 bedrooms?
I like to stick with about 4 bed, 2 bath.
Okay.
Now, one of my, I guess, facilities that I have, it is actually an old school. So there's a building that has dorms, and there's a building that is a community area where they do, you know, their activities, their meals and things like that. And it has a commercial kitchen.
Gotcha.
Now that one.
So you do like a day program out of that for the rest of the homes?
No day program.
Okay.
Yeah, but we do our own activities.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the type of home that I have, I can't send my people to a day program.
Gotcha.
We have to provide all the services within the home.
So the $7,100 a bed comes with the living and all the services and medical care they need.
Yes.
Gotcha. So are you or were you in the medical space before you started to do this?
No. I was not. My partner, which is my sister, she is an RN. So she was, you know, in medical.
Yeah.
But me, I used to work at a bank.
Okay.
Wells Fargo to be exact.
Okay.
Look, so yeah, and I was doing sales.
Okay.
But anyone, I feel like anyone, if you have the desire to do it, basically all you need to do is go get the certifications that you need, which I did. I became a certified caregiver. I got my CPR first aid, you know, my fingerprint card. I did everything that I needed to do so that I could actually work in my homes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So do you need a doctor or something like that that's like over the home or in the home, or how does it work when it comes to the medical part? Because I know you said you get paid by Medicaid. Are there, you know, it seems like it should be harder. Like it sounds very easy.
I tell people, I make it sound so simple because I've did it so many times. I've helped over 300 people to open or, you know, scale their home or something like that. So it's like, to me, it is easy. It just comes natural. But it is pretty simple when you think about it. You don't really have to have a doctor in the type of home that I do.
Oh, wow.
The people that I care for actually go to a PCP. You know, they go to primary care. I had to think of it.
Yeah, I got you.
So they go out to that. They can go out to any type of required type therapy. So I don't have to actually provide that at the home.
Okay.
But things like their injections, where a normal house would send them out to get it, we have a couple of registered nurses on staff and they provide that.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
But you don't have to.
Yeah, we don't have to. Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's just, to me, I always try to make myself look attractive to insurance companies because I want to get contracted.
Right.
So if you want to get contracted, you have to have something, a niche or something to make yourself look attractive.
So let's talk about that, getting contracted so that we can get paid from Medicaid.
Exactly.
How do we get contracted?
You have to actually apply with Medicaid.
In your state.
Right. Now, in some states, they actually have other insurance companies underneath Medicaid that you have to get contracted with. Well, you don't have to, but you should.
Okay.
Me, in my area, I'm contracted with like 6 different insurances.
Gotcha.
Because I don't want anything to keep me from getting a client and from getting paid.
Hello. So are there typically brokers in between that help with that kind of stuff, or no, you just straight to the insurance company?
Now, there are brokers out there now that are getting hip to it.
Yeah.
And they're contacting, hey, I can get you contracted, you know. But I'm like, we did it ourselves.
Been there, done that.
Right.
Because the broker just going to come in and get their 20%. That's all they want.
Exactly.
They just want their cut for being the middleman.
Yes.
Gotcha. So you go straight to the insurance company and you get paid directly from them.
Yes. We know the whole process. So therefore, as a consultant now, you know, like I said, the Empire.
Yeah.
We basically assist people with doing that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And so you mentioned that, you know, you're helping pretty much underserved people. Is in order for you to get paid by Medicaid or whoever, or if I was just starting, you know, I have a house and I wanted to start me a group home, do I need to choose, you know, what my niche is going to be? And then what kind of options are there? Do I have to go the route, you know, where people are mentally ill, or is there like a lighter load, you know, a lighter way that I can build this business?
Yes, there are so many ways to have a group home. There are so many types. When people come to me, my first thing is to advise you to go with your passion. What is an area that you would like to work in? Because you could do seniors. You could do seniors with memory care. You can do behavioral health with, you know, like I said, sexual deviant. You could do kids. You could do aging out foster care. That's another one that's big right now.
I've heard about
people in that middle area where they're aging out of foster care, but they're not really, you know, an adult to be. Yeah. So there's so many different types of group homes you can do. So I always tell people, start with what you're passionate about. That's why I did behavioral health, because my sister was mentally ill. So that was a passion to me. And that's what keeps me there when it gets hard and when things ain't going my way and when the insurance company is being, you know, crazy. It keeps me there because I think about my sister, you know. So don't just, I guess, be like, oh, this is what makes the most money.
Right.
So I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Because the highest tier, I wouldn't do.
Which is what? What's the highest tier?
That's mostly IDD, MDR. It's different names in different states.
Okay.
But that's a higher tier of care, and I wouldn't want to do it.
Okay.
But there's people out there that have the heart for that, and they do it, and they do it well.
Yeah. And what kind of patients are those?
Those are like mostly what they would kind of categorize as mentally retarded.
Gotcha.
Things like,
And they can't really do much of anything for themselves.
Yeah.
So they need full care.
Yes.
Gotcha. So are your homes for people that are kind of mobile? They get up, they go out.
Yes. My people do chores. They do, you know, they can go grocery shopping. They can shop on their, you know, on their own. We basically take them.
Okay.
They go in, they do things on their own. So they're a little bit independent.
Yeah.
But they still need someone to make sure they take their meds, make sure that they're eating, because, you know, some go through, you know, different psychosis and then they don't want to.
Gotcha. So is there a way that, well, you're funded by the government. So what does pay look like when you're getting paid from the government? Do they pay net 30? They come every 80, 90 days? You know, how do you get paid in this industry? Because I'm sure there's like a part where I get started and I have like one patient, then maybe 2 patients, you know, where it's a little slow, it's a little rough. What does that buildup look like?
Yeah, in the beginning, it's gonna be like 30 to 60 till you get fully in the system. But really now, if I wanted to bill every day, which they would probably get a little irritated with me, but I literally could, and it normally comes in about 14 days.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So it's pretty, every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Really, with my business, we bill every 2 weeks.
Okay.
And it's coming in every week because I've been doing it so long.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, that's not too bad. Net 14?
Oh yeah,
I ain't mad at
Thursdays
that.
is my favorite day.
$7,000 a month.
You hear me? Thursdays is my favorite day. That's my favorite day of the week, Thursday. That's when they direct deposits drop.
Listen. And I mean, and I could imagine that since you're getting paid by the government, like the pandemic or anything, you know, this business sounds like it doesn't get interrupted.
Girl, recession proof.
Right.
Recession proof, pandemic proof,
Right.
everything. Because the thing is, like during the pandemic, my best year. Best year. Because they needed somewhere for people to go. Remember, hospitals were like not letting anybody in. And then people just stayed because they couldn't go into the crisis center so easily. They couldn't go into the mental hospital so easily because they were like quarantined in a sense.
Yeah.
Unless it was like a severe case or something.
Right.
So our homes was like completely full, and they were like asking us to set up special homes, and it was amazing. It was amazing.
I love it. So I've looked into this space a little bit, and you know, as a person that's like an investor and business person, I'm always like, go bigger, faster. Right. So tell me about, you know, what this business looked like on a big scale. Do you have, what are your aspirations for your business? Right now you're at 10 homes. And I mean, if you're averaging 5, so that's about 50 people that you're helping.
Yeah.
There's so many people out here, so many more people that you can help. What's your goal?
That's not for me. I want to help the people.
Got you.
Yeah, got you. I'm at the point right now where I'm just like, I'm cool.
Okay.
I'm good. And then, you know, I have the staffing agency. I have my consulting business. Now we have Best Care Spa. We got a spa we open. We got an event space. So much have came out of, seriously, girl, so much has came out of this one business. It's like, I don't need to keep growing.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Right.
So I told you now you're talking my language, because we already know, you know, just in the circles and all our friends with all these different businesses and all this stuff, right? Like, it all, you know, sometimes I feel like it's like shiny object syndrome, right? Yes. Like I see you killing it in the group home space. I'm like, okay, well, I do real estate. Maybe I should turn my real estate into a group home, but now I'm running a group home company. Right. You talking about you done got an event space, which I could see how, I could see how it all works. But how do you stay focused? Like, how do you stay focused when you're, you know, in this stage of your life where, you know, I would say it's your golden era? Girl, how are you staying focused?
I just say, look, I was just saying this to a friend. Whatever I can do where I'm not adding work to what my flow is, then if I can take something on and not add work to my workflow. Yeah. Because I'm not, you see it, look, I'm trying to travel. Girl. I'm about to hit 50 next month.
Hello, I love that.
I'm not trying to be working.
Right, right.
So whatever I can do, whatever I can take on, like I'm building relationships with new people. I'm doing partnerships.
I love that.
But in my agreement, it's like, I'm not doing a lot of work.
This is my capacity.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
anything that I can add on that will not make additional work for me, like it's going to run itself or it's going to be, you know, then I'm okay with it.
Gotcha.
But, yeah.
And so what are some of those things? What does that look like for you at 50? And I guess you probably, you know, considering retiring and luxury life. And, you know, everybody's talking about the soft life these days. So how you getting your soft life doing?
Girl. Just hanging out with good friends.
Traveling the world, going to Dubai and all these exotic countries.
That's it.
And I mean, it sounds like you're doing a lot of investing.
Yeah.
You know, especially when it comes to the businesses. So tell me a little bit about your family dynamic and how, you know, you're setting your family up for success.
Wow. So look, I don't know if people know, I'm the mother of 6. I am the grandmother of 6.
Wow.
So a lot of things that I have set up, I have a lot of trickles. I'm not going to get into what I invested in because I don't want to sway nobody one way. But I have a lot of small streams
we're here
coming
to pique people's interest so that they can go and do research.
Okay.
That's what we're here for.
Yes.
Inspiration.
Well, I do things like, of course, I have a stock portfolio. I've invested in a couple of companies, and I just want small trickles. That's it. That's how I feel like I am changing my family tree, because regardless if I wake up and go to, regardless if I wake up and go to work, there's always money dropping in.
Right.
I mean, for instance, I was sharing that I have an Amazon store. I don't do anything with it. I put the money up. I invested in it. I looked at my account. There was a deposit in my account. I'm like, where did this? Then I look, oh, okay.
Right.
So there's little things that are coming in.
Yeah.
And I just feel like if you have 50 streams coming in and they're paying you even a small amount, it helps.
It builds up.
Right. And regardless if I wake up or not, from my sleep.
Right.
Because that's how I'm going to die.
Right.
It's falling asleep and not waking up.
Hello. The most peaceful way.
If I never wake up, I have things set up.
The streams just going to keep flowing.
To where my kids are getting those small streams.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And as far as entrepreneurship, I know you said you just started this 7 years ago. Where have you been an entrepreneur for a long part of your career? Were your family entrepreneurs? Like, what made you jump into this space and just want to get it out the mud almost?
I would say my dad was an entrepreneur.
Okay.
He was. My dad grew up in Mississippi, and deep in the South. But he would always do little things to make money. He was a welder, so he had his main job. He was a preacher, but then he always was selling something, doing something. And so as kids, we would go to the store and buy pencils. We would go to the store and buy penny candy. We sell it for 2 cents. So we was always little hustlers.
Yeah.
Being a family of 14, I'm the youngest of 14.
Wow.
And my parents were never on assistance. So we had to make it happen.
Right.
So in order to have extra money in the household, we were out
selling penny
doing
candy.
Stuff. Yeah. I even at one point in junior high, I did message grams. I made these little things and it would have a message on it.
Okay.
Because kids used to send those little notes. I like you.
Right.
So I made it cute. I would take these little cotton balls, put eyeballs on them. I did, girl. And I would deliver the message to people. So I glamorized the little paper messages. Yeah.
Oh,
and I would charge for it, girl. So I've always had that mind to
create.
Right.
I think that's the most important thing. And that's really what I push for with my son is like, if you're going to be consuming YouTube, you need to be creating on here.
Yes.
Whatever you're consuming, you need to be creating, and you just need to create. Like that's what we were put here for as human beings, is to create. So you said you have 6 children, 6 grandchildren.
Yes.
How, I know they're adults pretty much.
Yeah.
So how did you raise them and how are they doing? Are they entrepreneurs? Do they work, college? What has been, that makeup for you?
I kind of got a split. Now my oldest is 32.
Okay.
And then I
could be your daughter.
Girl, I know.
But you look like my sister.
but then I have twins that are 25.
Oh.
Those 3 have kind of like the worker mentality.
Okay.
Because I was working jobs. I was a single mom,
right?
Working a couple of jobs sometimes, trying to make it happen,
right?
So they have that mentality. And then I have my younger 3. One is 22, and then 18, and then 15. Those 3 are entrepreneurs because they really saw me grinding. They really have been through that period. So one is a cosmetologist. My son, he does like graphics and things for people. He's into like rock climbing and hiking. So he's doing photographs for that.
I love
and then
it.
My youngest, she has like a virtual assistant gig where she helps.
The 15-year-old?
Yes, girl.
Shut
my
up.
kids work. My kids work.
I know that's right. Listen, I've been telling Bryce, he's 8. He want to buy something every day.
That's it.
I'm like, bro, you cannot spend money every day. Like, if you want to spend money every day, you need to earn money every day.
Yes.
So what are we going to do to earn some money every day?
Yes.
He's like, I don't know. What can I do? I'm only 8. I'm like, okay, well, let's ask ChatGPT. We got on the internet, asked ChatGPT, what kind of business can an 8-year-old start? Girl, it pulled up a list. So it had things that I've been telling him.
Yeah.
So, you know, he has his book. So he gets his little trickles in from Amazon every month from his book, and people buy them from our website at abcforrichkids.com. And I've been telling him YouTube. So I'm like, you could do YouTube where you don't even have to do videos. Like, you can just, because he's all into football. So I'm like, you watch these channels with like all these good plays on it. You know, you can do a YouTube channel where you just take these clips, upload them, and you get paid. He's like, well, I can get paid? All right, well, how I learn?
Now you're like, okay.
Right. Like the light bulb went off, you know? So I love that. She's 15 and she has a VA company. Oh, my goodness. Girl, so what the grandkids doing?
Girl, them grandkids, those
spoiled.
They are amazing. Now, look, they want to come up with a YouTube channel. Okay. That's kind of what we in the works now. And one of my daughters, she's a photographer. Yeah. So she's picking out the right cameras and stuff. And I said, y'all really want people to be watching y'all all day? They like, yeah, Mimi, because we be watching people. Yeah, they call me Mimi. So,
I love that.
But no, my grandkids, I mean, they know about money. I'll turn and just ask them something. What does this mean? And they'll now the real little ones, because you know my youngest is she's 4 now. Okay, they don't get the words, you know, but my older ones, girl, they be on it. They be. Because I quiz them at any time. Right. I'll be there. They'll spend the night and I'll be there making coffee and I'll be like, what does such and such mean? And I'll go, what is money? Right. Mimi, money is a tool. And they start, so I'm always quizzing them.
I love it.
I want them to be on point.
This week's episode is sponsored by ABCs for Rich Kids by 7-year-old author and entrepreneur Bryce Nicholas. Please tell us where we can find your book.
abcsforrichkids.com.
Awesome. This book is so amazing, guys. It literally goes from A to Z with different financial terms for your little loved ones. Awesome. So we've got F is for future value. E is for evaluation. H is for air. Guys, if you do not have this book, the Amazon #1 bestseller, please go and grab it now at abcsforrichkids.com. Right. Yeah. So how did you teach them?
Just
telling them
stuff. Yeah, just telling them. I watch stuff with them. Like when they come over to my house, you already know you're not watching a bunch of junk. You about to watch these podcasts. You about to get in on this game now, because I be telling them, if you get it now, you're not going to have to go through everything that I went through. Right. Yeah. Yeah. I love that. So what would you say was like the biggest shift for you between your 3 and your 3? So you said you have, 3 that have the work mentality and 3 that are entrepreneurial minded. What changed in you along that 20-year span of your life? What changed in me? I guess my mentality, that mindset, not to be trading time for money all the time. Yeah. And then 2, relationships. It was a shift in relationships. Okay. Because that's another thing that can hold you back, not being with the right person. And yeah, that's big. Expound a little bit on that. What does that mean? I was in an abusive relationship. Yeah. And found out later on in the relationship that my ex was using. Yep. Wow. And now that I look back, I saw the signs, the red flags. Right. But I was like, no, trying to be naive. Yeah. And for how long did you tell yourself no? Probably we were together 8 years. Okay. Probably about 3, the last 3. Yeah. Yeah. What was your final straw? I don't want to go there. I'll just say this. I said to myself, I said, God, I'm like, if this happens at this point, okay, we were arguing.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, if this person does this to me, does anything to me to like break something, dude, because I'm not about that life.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't about breaking stuff, you know, when you fighting it. No, because then you got to replace it.
Right.
And the person got out the car and kicked a big old dent in the
your
car.
Your car?
Yeah. And I said, that's it. I drove off and I said, I'm done.
Wow. Well, that was an easy
I don't know
decision.
why that was like, I don't know why that was
that
like,
was the final straw.
Yeah, that was like, I just said it to myself. I said, because I'm done. And I was like, God, I swear, if this person gets out and breaks anything or does anything to me at this point, because I'm done.
Yeah.
And so I just, after that, I walked away.
Gotcha. So I have younger siblings. So I'm 35 and I have 25-year-old sisters. Mm-hmm. And I truly feel like we grew up with two different moms. Like we had the same mom, right? Lived in the same house, but we had two different moms. Mm-hmm. What do you see that in yourself and how you were a different parent?
Oh yeah. My kids say it all the time. Oh God, we wouldn't have never got away with that. Oh, they're spoiled. And my older
so the babies
kids,
are spoiled.
Yeah, they call the last two, they call them the golden children.
Oh God.
I said, oh, the golden children did this. Oh.
They can't do nothing wrong.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And I tell them I am at the point where I accept people for who they are. I'm not trying to change you. I'm not trying to, either I'm going to love you where you at or I'm going to leave you alone. Mm-hmm. And so I'm just at that point. And so with my kids, a lot of stuff I didn't let the older ones get away with.
Yeah.
Now I accept my younger kids to where this is who they are. You know what I'm saying?
Like what? Because there's a lot of stuff I feel that, you know, society is pushing on our children and that this generation allows. And I feel like if we had those grandparents like we had to say, no, this is what you is, and you're going to sit down because you're a kid and you're going to be a kid. And you ain't even thinking about this grown-up stuff. You know what I'm saying?
I let my kids make decisions, you know, and then because the thing is, if they fail, then we sit down and we talk about it. Mm-hmm. What type of lesson did you learn? So where do you think you could have did something? I actually sit down and talk it out with them. And they'll be like, oh, Mom, you know, like my daughter, she's a cosmetologist. And it's things that she's doing, like she's flowing a little different. Like I wanted her to have a mentor that was making great money as a cosmetologist. She was out of Atlanta. She moved to Arizona. I'm like, okay, I want to team you up with her.
Right.
Where you're going to be making $2,000 and up ahead.
Right.
She went to the hood. She's like, no, I want to learn from this person. So I said, okay. So she went in. The girl had her sign a contract. She didn't like the contract. After she signed it, then she come to Mama. Mama, can you talk to your lawyer to get me out of this contract? No. You gonna do your time because I tried. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You made the decision.
Right. So stick with your decision.
So she stuck it out. Now that she's out of it, she's like, okay, now I know. Now when she go, you know, when we sit down, I talk to her. So what did you learn? She's like, I know why God put me through that, Mama. So I could learn this, this, and this. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So I let them make the decisions. And then you're going to have to suffer the consequences of what you did.
Right.
So she had to suffer through that contract for a year because you wanted to sign it.
Yeah.
I was trying to get you, you know what I'm saying?
Not her coming back talking about, Mama, can you call the lawyer?
Yeah. And I'm like, I was trying to make it to where you're not that person behind the chair working all day.
Right.
You have a couple of clients a day maybe and you good.
Yeah.
She didn't want that.
Yeah.
So
well, she didn't see it. You know, she didn't see it. She didn't know.
That's
she hadn't been exposed. So you said you were trying to get her a mentor. How do you feel about mentorship? You know, has mentorship helped you in your journey? Did you have a mentor when you started your group home businesses?
I did not have one when I started my group home business.
Okay.
Okay. My first mentor, my pastor was kind of my first mentor. And then first, high-end mentor was Grant Cardone.
Okay.
I know that name is kind of dirt right now, but they helped me.
Yeah.
His team helped me.
In real estate. He does real estate.
Yes.
Okay.
Because when we went to Grant Cardone, we basically had we were working on our second home.
Okay.
And as you see, we went from 2 to 10.
Yeah.
We 10X'd
So you
it.
purchased these homes?
We have purchased all but 2.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 we are leasing.
Gotcha.
So you can lease a group home,
Gotcha.
But then Neo has been Nehemiah Davis. He has been such a total as a mentor. Seriously, I tell people he has changed my life.
Yes.
He has, because I was a businesswoman. I was doing it, but I was living in so much fear. Like, so much fear. I mean, since you've been around me, I feel like I'm a totally different person.
Girl, you have blossomed. It's so beautiful. I love it.
I mean, I've lost weight.
Yes.
I've lost like 85 pounds. I have taken my business to a different level because it was a lot of stuff I was doing.
Yeah.
And Neo's like, delegate. Just fear of taking my hands off the stuff. Fear of the ocean, fear of heights, fear of water, fear of horses, fear of everything. I was living in fear of standing,
everything.
Girl, fear. I was standing my second marriage because I was like, I don't want to fail again. This is my second marriage. So I'm so scared to let it go because I don't want to fail. I was just living in total fear.
Wow.
These last 2 years, I have lost friends. I've lost family because I'm setting boundaries. I'm not fearful. And I was keeping people around, paying for everything, just doing all of that, not taking care of myself. It was just fear.
Yeah.
And he pushed me not only in my business, not only in my consulting, because that's why I went to him. Because I'm like, I want to start doing consulting. I want to start doing digital products. And so that's why I got him as a mentor. And it was just like being around him and the inner circle.
Life-changing.
Life-changing.
I would never have guessed that you feared heights.
Girl.
Feared the ocean. Because when we was on 3,000, I don't know how many feet up in the air zip lining.
See, you missed the part where I was crying.
You was a G.
No, you missed the part at the beginning where my knees were shaking and I was crying. And Neo said, I don't care if you cry. You about to get on this zip line.
But you made it.
Girl.
I would never have known.
I would have backed out.
I would never have known. Well, some people did back out.
Yeah, they did.
They started up, and by the time we finished, they was nowhere to be found. They done walked back down.
When he took his daughter, when his daughter was crying, and he took his daughter and put her on that zip line and said, you about to do this. Her and her friend, and pushed them out there. I said, oh, hell, I'm in trouble. He done made his baby go. He gonna make me go. And he did. And I'm telling you, girl, I was sweating. Knees was buckling. You can ask anybody up there. I was like, I'm not going. Goodness. And he told me, he said, put the stuff on her. Put it. And I'm just a crowd. No, I don't want to do. Girl.
And you know what's so funny? I was scared to drive the ATV.
Oh, jeez.
And then I get on behind you because you just was not fearful at all. I'm telling you, I never would have known that you was scared, that you was fearful of anything. Scared. Like, we out in the middle of the dang on jungle. And child, I was scared to drive the ATVs because, you can crash. Like, people crash, knock their teeth out and get hurt, hit your head. So I'll be playing on them ATVs like that. I'll sit on the back, and she so graciously drove me. Wow. So Neo helped you push through that fear.
He did.
Wow.
Now
I love that.
I feel like I can do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And it shows in my consulting too.
Yeah.
Because I just be like, why not? Just do it. You might as well try it.
Right.
If you fail, it's a lesson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So now you are more so transitioning into consulting and helping people open their group homes.
Yes.
What does that look like if I wanted to come to you and open a group home? Should I have a property? Should I have money? Like what is the startup process for a group home?
You need to have some money.
How much?
I tell people about About 100,000. I'm hearing
Whew.
now on the East Coast, you want to have about 150 to 200,000.
So even on a small level, like if I just wanted to lease a home and get started, you need to have $100,000.
Access to.
So credit too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Access to.
Access. Okay.
Yeah. Now some states, I will tell you, they have it to where you have to have reserves.
Mm-hmm.
I will give an example. Mississippi right now, you got to have about 150,000 in reserves to even think about putting in an application.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of franchises are like that, right? When I
Yeah.
opened up my Allstate franchise, you have to have $100,000 cash.
Yeah.
When you get a contractor's license here, you got to have like a certain net worth. So, I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But so what do you need the reserves for mostly when you're getting started in a business?
You're going to need it for just to get the house up and going. If you're not working the house yourself, payroll, that's going to be your biggest expense in the group home.
Gotcha.
Is payroll.
And so you also mentioned you had a staffing agency. Mm-hmm. So you staff people through your agency into your homes.
Into like other people's homes.
Into other people's homes.
Sometimes my homes.
Yeah, but you get the best of the pick.
Yeah.
That could come in and go through your homes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that a girl was telling me about that too. Like, yeah, well, maybe you should just do a staffing agency. I'm like, girl, I don't want to have to work with no bunch of people to make $2 an hour.
Girl.
How much can you make on the staffing agency side?
It's not a lot, honestly. You make probably about $3 or $4 more per head.
Okay.
But it's such a big need now that it's constant.
The volume.
You know, it's consistent.
Yeah,
so,
it's consistent. Yeah. Gotcha. So it's more of a volume play with the staffing agency.
Yeah.
Is there a lot of work involved?
With group homes?
With the staffing agency?
Not really.
Okay.
Yeah, not really. I mean, not for me.
Well, you're the boss. So, you hire people, you have nurses and RNs.
That's it. Not for me.
So you have bosses in your business.
Yes. I have a whole executive team.
I mean, 10 homes.
Right.
Yeah.
I do Mondays.
What does your support look like? Talk to us about the support that you have in business and life that help you thrive and flourish and everything you have going on.
As far as with my business, I have an executive team.
Okay.
And so that consists of, I have like an admissions coordinator, a quality management, like an RN, but he does quality management. I have an administrator. I have a behavioral health professional, and then I have an office manager.
Okay.
And so that's my basic, executive staff, and they manage everything.
Yeah.
And then I might be on the Zoom calls. I like to be on the calls on Monday.
Yeah.
So I'm on calls all day listening in. But really, my executive team, we do about an hour call on Mondays.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every Monday.
Yeah. So you have this executive team helping run the business. And then how many employees do you guys do they manage?
34 right now.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
34 plus the 10 is 44. So you got 44 employees for your 10 homes.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah. And it doesn't take all that. You have to understand too that some of my people help me in the consulting, some of them. So they're doing like dual jobs.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I just kind of like to make the
But they're reliable.
Yeah. Oh,
and, they get to do, they don't have to be bogged down with one type of work if they don't like it.
Right.
It allows them to be creative. It allows them to grow.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I love that.
And they all, a lot, no, not a lot. I think everybody but my office manager has their own business.
Consulting.
Yeah, because they came to me as employees.
Yeah.
And I'm like, girl, you can make money off of that. Stop doing that for people. So now they're like consulting for other businesses. My quality manager, he's in real estate, so it's all these pieces that we come together and we add value to each other.
Gotcha. So people say it's so hard to find good employees. How did you find this powerhouse of people?
Ooh, girls, I stole them. I actually did. Like, let me see.
So you was a shark.
Girl, the quality manager, I didn't steal him, but he was just so, I call him Mr. Advocate.
Yeah.
He is just so amazing. And so I was just like, we need to get him on staff. We made him an offer. He took it. I'm going to tell you, my behavioral health professional, she worked for the crisis center up north. And we hooked up with her. She was like the only employee that looked like us. Told her our vision. She took a pay cut to come to us.
Wow.
Yeah, she took a pay cut because she was like, wow, I want to be a part of this. And she has grown, but she has her own business. She's now a millionaire.
Wow.
She's doing all kinds of things. And
a millionaire employee for you, huh?
Yeah.
I know that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
She was at my event last weekend doing the power. I said, y'all see that woman doing the PowerPoint for me? I said, that's a millionaire. She giving up her time. I didn't pay for her to come. She was like, no, I want to be there for you.
Wow.
So that's the type of thing you need to do when you find these people. You need to make them know that they're valuable to you, and you need to let them know that you care about them. Yeah. And I do. I care about her. I care about her family. Right. I know about her daughters. I know her husband. Yeah. You know, it's that type of relationship. Yeah. When we get off the phone now, it's like, I love you. I love you too. because we built that relationship. Yeah. And I'm not saying you have to do that with every employee, but these are key people in my business. Right. That I just have grown to love. Right. And I guess in turn, they've grown to love me.
That is so beautiful. Listen, the world would be so much better if we can just all operate in love. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. It would be so much better. My goodness. So 7 years in, 10 group homes. What does the future look like for Best Care Homes?
Best Care Homes?
And the group home queen. Like, what does the future look like? You're coming on 50. Are you trying to retire soon? You know, you got 6 grandchildren. Your legacy is growing. Man. How are you solidifying this legacy?
That's a weighted question. No, I think what I am going to do as far as Best Care Homes will probably be sold. Okay. And I will continue consulting as the group home queen. I will continue my speaking engagements. And then I'm looking for love and not in all the wrong places.
You better speak that thing.
And so I'm that woman, you know what I mean? Behind every good man, it should be a good woman.
Hello.
So I'm that woman.
Hello.
Look, put it out there. Now I've been getting all these DMs already. No. But, and you know what I mean? Take a back seat. Yeah. You know, because I wasn't...
Take a back seat on work and a front seat on life.
Exactly.
Yeah. I can't wait for them times, girl. Man, I can't wait.
Girl.
I can't wait. I love it. I love it. So, you know, not a lot of people start business with the idea that they are going to eventually be able to sell. Yeah. How does that feel? And, you know, when did you even start to have those thoughts? Like, I could really sell this.
I think about year 6.
Okay.
You know, because when you start a business, a lot of times it's like, it's my baby. It's my baby, you know. And I sat down with Master P. And he was like, Black folk always thinking that the business is your baby. He said, no, business is to make money. You know, basically that's what he said.
Right.
And so it was like, oh, okay. So we could sell this and move on. And I'm just at a point in my life where I don't want to have to be somewhere. You know, I don't want to have to be there.
I know.
If I show up, hi.
I'm here.
Yeah. But I don't want to have to be there. So I'm just, you know, hitting 50 has just brought so many things. Like, I'm still grasping that I'll be 50. Yeah. You know? Girl, I feel like I'm 28.
And you look like it.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yes, girl. Oh, my goodness. Yes. So 50 coming and you ready to slow down a little bit.
I am.
And live life.
I am.
Got you. Well, I love to see, you living in your freedom. I believe that wealth is all about freedom.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So like, even though you have been an entrepreneur for 7 years, you're really just stepping into your freedom in these last 2 years.
Yes.
By letting go of that fear and, really just being the person that you want to be versus, I feel like so often we as mothers and sisters, we take on all these roles and give ourselves out to people. And, it's almost a distraction from us being us.
Yeah, being myself.
Yeah.
I like that. Right now, I'm myself. And I'm happy, and don't get me to crying.
Y'all, that means I'm a good journalist. I'm about to cry.
Don't get me to crying, y'all. But yeah, I feel good.
That's awesome.
My life is good. My kids are good. Everything's good. To me, it's like, wow.
Yeah.
Like you said, freedom. That's the main thing right now. That's my focus.
Beautiful. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it for you, Queen. I love it for your family. And I can't wait to see you flourish in all your freedom. Because listen, at the end of the day, I love social media because I can quickly check up. And it's like, oh, yes, I can live through you, even though I'm not there yet, but I aspire. But you know how you said you don't want to have to show up. I'm there. I'm 35 and I'm already there. Like,
dang.
But I've told myself I'm gonna give myself 10 more years, to go all in. Yeah. And it don't have to take that long.
That's it.
It doesn't have to take that long. Is what I'm here. I mean, you about to exit in 7 years. So it doesn't have to take that long,
Yeah.
And that maybe could even been sooner for you if you found your mental freedom.
Yes, earlier. Right.
Yep. Awesome. Well, I love that for you. Did you have anything that you want to leave on the people before we wrap?
Just make sure y'all follow me, the Myrrie Hayes, on all platforms. And what I always say to people, be a blessing to someone else.
I love it. Awesome, awesome. Well, this was a super dope episode, guys. I hope you have found some inspiration in this queen. She's out here killing it in life. About to retire, about to sell her business in under 7 years. So like under a decade, you can really change your life. So I hope you found something valuable in this episode. Make sure you guys go and follow Queen Myrrie, the Myrrie Hayes, on Instagram. And of course, follow me, Shaniqua Nicole, the Millennium Money Maven. Don't forget to like and subscribe this video and share it with somebody that can use some inspiration. Until next week, we'll see you guys. Peace. Thank you for watching this week's episode of Black Wealth Weekly. I'm your host, Shaniqua Nicole, and I hope to see you next week. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on them notifications, and head to blackwealthweekly.com where you can read all the new episodes of These Entrepreneurs and so many others.